This is my pre-introduction, which happens from time to time. I waited until the very end of the video, I kind of forgot, to see how these two colors compare to each other. They're both 2N, they're both the Dior Forever Face and Body Foundation. Now let's get into the rest of the video, my real intro. Today we're going to take a look at the old Dior Face and Body and the new Dior Face and Body. Why did they do a reformulation? How is it different than the old one? How does it apply? How does it wear? Is the color the same? These are questions that I have, and I endeavor to share my investigation with you right now. So this is the old, this is the new. These are 2N. And we are going to come back to this at the end of the video. Hopefully these will dry. If not, I will rub them around until they are dry so we can see if the color is different. I think they do look a little different. I think this one looks, the new one, a little bit lighter. Now when I hold them next to each other, new one, old one, I also feel like there's a difference in the tone. This one is darker. How can you tell which is which? This has a capital D and the rest are small case, and this is all large case, all capital letters. So that's how you know which one is which. The Dior Face and Body is my go-to in the summer when I know I'm going to be sweating, and I am a sweaty Betty. So this is something I go to in the summer, but I don't go to it a lot because alcohol is the third ingredient, and alcohol is damaging to your skin barrier. There's a lot of people out there saying, oh no, it's great for killing bacteria, or it's great for this, it's great for that, it's not damaging to your skin. You believe what you want to believe. I don't think my face is crawling with bacteria. I don't have acne. It's not a concern for me. If it's a concern for you, then go ahead and use something with alcohol in it. I do make exceptions. The triclone from House Labs, I love. It makes my skin look so insanely beautiful, but there's alcohol. And there's also shades that really don't work for me very well. I'm going to try to find another shade and revisit that one. Why did they do this? I don't know why they did this. I know what they did. They're now something like 98% natural origin. But natural origin is tricky because I believe silica, for instance, is a natural thing. Everything in a way is a chemical, and everything can be broken down into a chemical, right? Whether it's a tree, whether it's me, we can all be broken down into chemicals. So it's kind of tricky. I don't know what their definition is per se, but that's what they're doing. They're reformulating. I'm not sure if it's the entire Dior line or certain areas of the Dior line. I was hoping that they would forego fragrance, but they haven't. But this isn't terribly fragrant. Another thing that I use this for is my chest. My chest is very red, lots of skin damage, and I imagine I would have to do like a CO2 non-abated laser in order to get rid of this, which I'm not quite up to. I may do it someday. But meanwhile, I feel very self-conscious wearing V-necks or something that shows my chest because I feel that the eye goes directly to that. What is that? I don't want to stain my clothes. I like my clothes, and it's very hard to get foundation out of your clothes. This is lovely, or this, lovely, because it doesn't transfer onto your clothes. So I put it on, I wait for 15 minutes, boom. I did a wear test on this, and I've worn this a couple of times, and I do have footage with my fan really loud. It was super hot that day, where I'm talking about what's going on, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But first, I'm going to bring my computer up and just read to you a little something about ingredients. So I took a look at the ingredients for both of them, and I find that there is a lot of similarity between both. But the new one, I've highlighted some things here. What is new is highlighted in turquoise, and what they share is highlighted in yellow. But the most important thing for me is alcohol on the old formula was third. So the first was something I can't pronounce, the second was water, and the third was alcohol. And on this one, first is water, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ingredients before we get to number 11, so there's a lot less alcohol in this one. Thumbs up for me for that. They've also added squalene and hyaluronic acid. Both of them share glycerin, which is a humectant, silica, which, like I said, I think it's naturally derived, and some things I can't pronounce. Unfortunately, they both have perfume, but I think the perfume is a little bit less so in this one, and I know the alcohol is, because whenever I open up the old one, the smell of alcohol just hit me. Pew! Hit me in the face. Literally. I'm gonna have to actually hold this up to my face because, yeah. My glasses aren't here, and still I can't read it. The go-to face and body foundation for House of Dior runway shows, DIOR Backstage Face and Body Foundation, offers luminous results and a custom coverage effect, from the most natural glow to a high perfection complexion. Say that 3 times. It immediately evens out and smooths the complexion and blurs imperfections for a weightless second skin finish. I do feel that it feels like nothing, so it's a weightless feeling. Imperceivable and comfortable, The ultra-fine texture of this liquid foundation blends seamlessly with the skin upon application for long-lasting wear that withstands extreme conditions, exercise, contact with water, high temperatures, and damp environments. Like my face, damp environment. Composed of 94% natural origin ingredients, the formula of the foundation is infused with plant-derived squalane and hyaluronic acid. So that's what they have to say. I don't know if that helps you or not, but I know that's what the change is. I still don't know why. I don't understand that. So let's go to the footage that I shot a couple of days ago, actually, probably more than a week ago, where I'm first discovering it. I was sitting down, I decided I'm going to do it MOS because it was so hot, no sound, and have my fan super loud. And then I came upon a couple of ideas and started talking, so we're going to get into that footage, putting it on, talking a little bit, and I think my final look, and then we'll come back here and talk a little bit more about today's application, and then my conclusions. My starting point here, I already had the old formula on my forehead. Initially, my plan was to put the old formula on the forehead and the new formula on the lower side of my face to see if the colors were the same. I decided, as I was putting this on, it would actually make sense to put this on the other side of the face. For color, I like to break down this way because my light is different from side to side, and it might not look the same because I have sunlight coming from here and I have an LED light from over here. But the landscape of my forehead is very different than the landscape here. My forehead is reasonably pretty damn good, but here is where I see bits of dehydration. It's where I see the little raisiny things happening once in a while. So I thought what I would do is, on this side, not the old, but the new one, and on this side, the old one. And then I can really say, hey, one is more dehydrating than the other, one side didn't last as long as the other. So back to being MOS, and we're just going to apply the old one to this side. Here I applied the same way with my fingers first, and then a brush for my neck and evening everything out. Right off the bat, I have to say, I feel like this side looks a lot warmer. I think I also might have put less on this, so I'm just going to put a little bit more on this side because that makes all the difference. The more product, the more the color looks like itself. I still feel this looks one warmer, but this one has actually had more of a chance to dry. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is come back one last time in about 15 minutes so both sides are dry, and we can just take one more look at the color, and then I'm either going to come back in a couple of hours, or I'm just going to come back tomorrow and let you know if there was a difference between the wear from the old formula, which is now on this side, the new formula, which is now on this side, and the old one, which is now on this side. It's been about 8 minutes, 10 minutes or so, and I actually did some eyes. Laura Geller sent me something, and this is blush and bronzer, and this is the highlighter, so I put them on my eyes, which I think works just fine, and I kind of feel compelled to put them on my cheeks to see how that works. I feel like the color has evened up. Yeah, I do. I'm just going to pull you in a little bit so you can take a closer look, and remember the light is different from side to side, but in this mirror I could really see it, but now I think the color is pretty much spot on. So thankfully, they didn't change the color. So that was my experiment today. As far as I can tell, there really wasn't any difference in what it looked like on the skin. I didn't see that one side dehydrated more than the other, and it is something I can see with a big magnifying mirror. I see right here, I get these little signs of dehydration. They looked the same on both sides because, you know, I am 60 years old, so that means I'm getting that old skin thing right here, which is oh so fun. I found that it was comfortable. I didn't think that there was a difference in the wear time. I thought it was lovely. Today, I did something a little bit different. I usually use that with fingers. It's so much faster when you use a brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy 101 brush, and I just put some on my hand, pick it up with a brush, sweep it, dot it where I want to build it a little bit, and I'm much faster. And you know what? I really like the application. Well, I'm going to maybe pull you in a little bit. I haven't powdered my face. I use the Can Make, which is shiny, but not as shiny as some of my other sunscreens today. But yeah, I could probably use a little bit of powder on my forehead. But it went on like a dream. The only thing, especially if you're new to makeup, that you should understand, when you use something this thin with a brush, you're going to use more product because a lot of the product is in the brush. If that's okay with you, it's a beautiful application, and God knows it's much faster than working things in with your finger. That takes a while. Then I went on with a cream blush. I went on with this, the Valentino, which is what I'm wearing my lips to. I think this is Catch Me If You Can. And I put it on my cheeks. It's a cream, so I knew I was fine. And then I went on with this, and this is not a cream. I didn't powder my face first, and I had no problems. There wasn't any skipping. It didn't concentrate in one area that was still damp. It was a lovely application. And then I went on with my SURRATT bronzer, and again, I didn't powder my face first, and it went on beautifully. I am going to do a little powdering on my forehead. Everything will be listed below. So if you don't like a luminous look, I feel like I'm still a little bit luminous, I just take a little bit of By Terry powder and get the areas where I prefer not to have shine, and lock in the area where my glasses rub against my skin. Boom! That's really a beautiful, beautiful look. Now, I also put this on my chest today. I put on way too much. And I did it with my fingers, and then I went in with the brush and really worked and sheared, and hopefully I'm not going to get stained. I can't see it. I'm not going to get foundation on my shirt, which is high goal, but now everything is kind of matching right here, and gosh, it's so much prettier. It's so much prettier. So what do I think of the reformulation? I don't see a change, you guys. It's a little less scented, and it doesn't smell as much like alcohol. I've heard somebody in my comments said that people are saying it's not as good. I haven't seen personally anybody say that, and I have to say I don't wear this on a daily basis. This is something I pull to in the summer, primarily because I sweat and because the color 2N is a little bit warmer than I am, even though it's a neutral. and a little bit deeper than I am. So for me it's perfect. I'm just going to wear this in the summertime, cover my chest up a little bit, and it's lovely. I might get another color come winter, because the thing that I do the most with this is put it on my chest. Much more consistent with that. In the spring I might do it whenever I want to wear a little sundress. And remember, I live in Los Angeles, so it's warmer here in the springtime than many places. I turn to it quite a bit, and I might want another color for this, because when I have used it before, when my face is a little bit lighter, you can really see that warmth, and you can see it's not working, which is, I think, probably just as distracting as having my raging red chest out there for the world. So for me, I think it's lovely. I can't speak for other people. I've given you the caveats. I'm 60 years old. My skin is on the dry side. But I think this is a very nice reformulation. I really do not see a difference from one to the other. So it's time for me to throw this away. And you'll see it coming up in my empties video whenever I shoot that. I'm waiting for a bulk of things to be done with. And you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope it was helpful to you. I wanted to put my hair down. Now, because it's hot today, I have the fan on and I have my hair up, but I did my braid the other day, and then when I took it down, it was super, super hot, so I put it in a bun. So now I have a combo of a braid and a bun, and it just feels like summery, messy hair to me, and I love it, so I wanted to share it with you. So yeah, those are my thoughts. This is my hair. It's silly, stupid stuff. And thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope that this was helpful to you, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Oh, let's look at the color one more time before we sign off. This is the old one, and I think it's warmer than this one, but I'm going to move around because of the light. Yeah, this color, the new color, appears to be better. So yay, I'm really, really glad about that. And now, my final sign off. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.